In 2025, the world's main central banks are going through a period of monetary transition. After spending several years fighting high inflation, many countries are now experiencing slower growth and more stable prices. Because of that, the main goal is no longer just to control inflation, but also to support economic activity and protect jobs. Right now, the global trend shows that interest rates are staying stable or decreasing slightly depending on each country's situation. First, the Federal Reserve of the United States lowered its main interest rate to 4.1% in September and expects a few more small cuts by the end of the year. The reason is to boost growth since unemployment has been rising. Even so, inflation is still slightly above the 2% target. As a result, President Donald Trump supports this move because it helps investment and credit. But the Federal Reserve remains very cautious to avoid new inflationary pressures. The Bank of Japan has decided to keep its main interest rate at 0.5%. This means the country continues its easy money policy. The reason is the high level of global uncertainty, especially because of trade tensions and tariffs from the United States. Those policies could make it harder for Japan to export its products. Right now, inflation is close to the 2% target, so the Bank of Japan believes there is no need to raise rates at the moment. By keeping interest rates low, the bank makes loans cheaper, helps people to spend more, and supports business investment. In a similar way, the Bank of Korea has also kept its main interest rate at 2.5%. This shows a careful and balanced attitude toward economic conditions. The bank is worried about a possible housing bubble and the negative effects of US tariffs on Korean exports. Even though economic growth is slowing down, the bank prefers to wait and see, but it has left the door open to lowering rates later if the economy remains weak. This strategy helps support growth and jobs while still avoiding new inflation problems. In conclusion, South Korea is following a prudent but flexible policy, helping the economy recover gradually without creating new financial problems. The People's Bank of China has kept its main rate at 3%, the same level for several months. China is facing weak domestic demand, some deflationary pressure, and a risk of currency depreciation for the yuan. Because of this, the bank prefers a neutral and balanced policy, not too loose, not too tight, in order to maintain financial stability and confidence while the economy adjusts gradually. Finally, in Colombia, the central bank has kept its rate at 9.2%, higher than last year, even though inflation has come down compared with previous years. People still expect prices to rise. This is why the bank maintains a restrictive policy to make sure inflation keeps falling. As a result, Colombia now has one of the highest interest rates in Latin America, showing a clear focus on monetary discipline and credibility. Overall, the main central banks from the US, Japan, South Korea, China, and Colombia are acting cautiously. They are trying to balance economic growth with financial stability after several years of high inflation and tight monetary conditions. This approach, in my opinion, is highly recommended because it helps promote sustainable economic growth and investment. However, in this context, Colombia stands out for maintaining higher rates than most countries to ensure that inflation continues to decline. Nevertheless, I believe it may be necessary to adjust this policy gradually, according to the global trends.